I'm Tracy.
And I'm Andy.
And we are almost at the end.
Ooh, it's getting close.
I don't want it to be over.
No, can you believe
Will
it?
you make a call and tell it to stop?
Not right now.
Okay, this week was hometowns, and I mean, we went to 4 hometowns.
4 hometown
And we
dates.
got to get right to it. You
Bring
know
him
him
in.
from his hometown,
Bring him in.
Messenger.
Yeah, we're back.
I have to say, hometowns is usually, we've talked about this, how hometowns is usually our favorite episode.
Yes.
And I think because there's...
However.
No, exactly. I think that because there has been so much great drama this season.
It's been a great season. Yeah.
That this episode kind of was a little boring.
It was a little flat.
So let's just get right into it. We
Yeah.
started with Caelynn's hometown in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So then they go to her parents' house, and my goodness, did they have a big soiree.
Oh, yeah, that was like
They had the whole town there. So stepdad John gives the blessing. It was very cute. And then afterwards, Caelynn tells Colton, I am in love with, I mean, she says, I am in love with you.
Did you believe that?
I do.
I do, because she was really upset.
Yeah, but Colton doesn't say anything back. So he's been like, for some women, he'll say he's falling in love with pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
But he won't give the I'm in love with you. But he seemed pleased at the moment.
Yeah, and he says it really well. I'm falling in love with her.
Okay, so then we go to Birmingham, Alabama, to Hannah G's.
Tour of the South, by the way.
Yeah, tour of the South.
Welcome to
and
Alabama.
they do a cute little class. They go to etiquette class so that he can be like a Southern gentleman.
Yeah, that was quiet.
Which
though.
do we think that Hannah's probably sitting there on the table like...
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, she didn't seem to know any of this stuff. It wasn't like
She was
like,
ready to just pick the bread out too.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Wait.
She totally kept setting him up.
grabbed the bread and went... And just put it on her plate as if like that's the
and she's
gentlemanly...
Like, and literally the woman was like horrified.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
like,
she was
but that's
boiling.
the gentlemanly thing to do.
Here,
is
here's
that-
some bread.
It's just like,
Bread.
But also,
this is for you.
Also, who eats bread like that? Like just.
But that's how you're supposed to.
By the way, there's no
Butter the
tongs
piece.
or anything. The etiquette was that he picked up her bread with his hand.
No.
No, there was
That's
nothing.
all I could.
I was
by the way,
waiting
for the entire
I was
episode.
waiting for her to make him do like a fork and a knife
Yeah, like-
situation where you can like grab
whole
it. with
thing-
Could you imagine if he had to cut the roll?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the entire
The
episode.
bread was the big takeaway of this whole episode, I think. So
Yes.
then they go
Totally
to
prepared
see,
to go meet the parents.
Yeah, they go. Yeah,
Sullivan
now
Shaw.
you're ready. But they all seem like perfectly lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
And the dad actually seemed to like Colton. There wasn't really
Yeah.
any hesitation here. He
No,
kind of just like
he seemed to be into
gave
it.
him the blessing.
Yeah.
They clearly have something. I'm not worried about
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Okay,
She's still
so
a front runner.
no, for sure. So then we go to Santa Ana, California.
Yep, West
Yeah.
Coast swing of the hometowns.
A lot of West Coasters this
Yeah,
year.
for Tayshia's hometown. So anyway, so they go skydiving, and Colton, like literally the blood rushes from his face. So he jumps out. They tell him to backflip. He doesn't really do it, and instead he gives us this like insane scream.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
And then they land, and they have this moment, and it actually was cute.
was
Like
very
once they
cute.
got
It was
through it,
cute.
and like you feel like they like accomplished
It was
it
definitely
together.
a bonding moment.
For
They
sure.
always have experienced that together.
So we go and we meet her family, and we finally get Tough Dad. What I liked about this hometown was that
There were 4 people on the couch.
that's
Yeah.
what. No, I like that it was just her family. I like that it was just her
Wasn't
immediate
like
family.
all the extended
Yeah,
people
cute
on the
little
Orange
friends
County
and
in
all
the
things. It was
house.
just her family.
Yeah, and her cute little brother, and and so she's divorced, so which you can get the family's reservations.
For more than any of the other ladies,
You
I can
understand
understand.
that.
Like she's already been through a relationship where she's
For
divorced,
sure.
and I'm sure that. And don't get me wrong, not that you have to be married and divorced for it to be dramatic
A
for
horrible
somebody.
heartbreak, right.
Exactly.
But she's got more
But
experience.
she's already made what was supposed to be
Yeah.
a lifelong commitment
This
to
part-
somebody that it didn't work out. So I can see how they're like, well, just before you do this and put yourself in the situation again, maybe like we'll just take a beat.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, we end up getting his permission, and he kind of softens up a bit. Fine.
Yeah.
So then we just take a quick, literally skip and a hop.
Down the
Yeah.
coast, up the coast.
Literally like an
Not
hour-long
really.
drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to Huntington Beach, California
Yeah.
for Cassie's hometown.
Which if you haven't been, is
Wipe
lovely.
out.
Yeah, it is lovely.
It's lovely.
So she's from there, and they decide that they're gonna go and do these surf lessons.
Yeah.
So Cassie teaches him how to surf. It doesn't go very well. He wasn't very good. So then they go to meet the family, and first of all, she's got really attractive family.
Yeah.
Very
Wait,
good-looking
does she
sisters.
have a twin?
Was it a twin?
No, I don't think so, but they
Same
were
age,
very
similar age
looking.
sister.
Okay.
Who like cried, telling her
Yeah.
that like she just wants her to be happy and not to like rush into
She's
things.
like,
Yeah.
you know everything. I learn everything from you.
Yeah,
And she
it was
like
very
really
sweet.
poured out her
Which is
heart.
interesting because she's only 23.
Yes. And
Yeah.
the dad brought it up.
Yeah.
Dad really went.
I
into this
forgot
one.
until he did.
No, he
This-
he
wait.
was like,
My favorite line of the entire thing. Colton, well, He's a guy.
He's a guy.
Oh, her dad was not. Her dad was not pulling the punches.
He's a
Like,
guy.
No, I love that so much.
I know.
He's funny.
I haven't seen you for a month, and you come through the door with a guy. Like,
It's
Yeah.
odd.
yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
and Cassie's dad ain't having it. Like
No.
he's just
He's
like,
real. She's like, Dad, I'm not dumb. He's like, I'm not calling you dumb.
he's like, what
Right?
you are is stupid.
She got
and
very
it's stupid
defensive.
to
Right?
date
She
this
was like,
guy.
Dad, I'm not dumb. He's like, I'm not saying you're dumb.
got-
I'm just saying you're very young. And you.
She
That was
wants
like-
him, and she got very
yeah,
defensive.
that
That was
like-
like daddy-daughter talk, though. That
Yeah.
was like full-on, like, Dad, I'm
Oh,
not
you
dumb.
could tell.
But
But
it
that's
was
the thing. Being 23, you could tell that she was like, meh.
But that was the difference between the Tayshia and her dad conversation and
Yeah.
the Cassie and her dad conversation.
Oh,
Is
yes.
that they
Yeah.
were kind of
Tasha's
similar.
dad, much more mature, been down the road. They're having a
Tasha's
conversation.
extremely articulate
And
about how she
Tayshia was
feels.
able to
Cassie
convince her
having a baby
dad.
talk with her dad.
Cassie was like,
Dad, I'm
Dad,
not dumb.
I'm really a damn.
And he's like, I'm sorry, honey. You're
You're
right.
dumb.
But the one thing that we did see throughout this whole hometown for Cassie was that her kind of unsureness with Colton.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Which
Which
I think
I
was-
was not
No, exactly.
expecting.
Every other girl head over heels, ready to walk
She's-
down the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and-
Cassie's like,
And she basically
I
says,
don't
"I'm
know."
not there yet." Like when her sister
Yes.
says, "Like, could you get accepted a proposal?" And she's like, "I'm not there yet."
Yeah.
Well,
Two
that's
things.
interesting.
Dad said no, and then she didn't really say.
Yeah.
And she was.
She's the
our
only
pick,
one-
so
she's the only one that's-
I'm starting to worry.
Well, and
no,
then-
we're good, we're
and
good.
then the
She's the
tease
one.
with the tears. I don't know, you guys. Okay, so we go to the rose ceremony, and it's the 4 women. So Hannah G gets the first rose, which we kind of all expected.
It
Yeah.
like went down the road.
It did. And then Tayshia gets the next rose,
And then
which
it
we
was
kind of all
like,
expected. And so then it comes down to Cassie, who I think we're supposed to think she's not going to get it because she's the only one that's unsure.
Of course, but you can
And
tell that
Caelynn.
he likes her the best.
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
well, for
He
sure.
just
We knew once we got to that point,
Yeah.
it was like, sorry, Caelynn.
So there's no way he's cutting her now.
No.
You know what
Yeah,
this
no
means, you
thanks.
guys?
No, it's a contest.
Yeah.
This is sad to say, but our
Womp,
sweet
womp.
friend
We're down
Kaelynn,
to, and then there were,
Where's she? Yeah,
right
there
here,
she is.
just
Sorry,
didn't
That
have
top row
it.
is
and
gone.
there were
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
So
and then there were
Kaelynn,
3.
and okay, well, let's talk about the Kaelynn exit because the thing that I was just so upset about is that this entire time I felt like Colton has done a great job of at least telling the women like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here's the reason this happened. And I agree.
Very
that,
well spoken.
And I agree that like at that point in time, probably the reason is just like my connection with the other women is stronger. But at least say that because
Yeah.
I feel like getting nothing from
He
him.
didn't
Say
know, he didn't know,
something,
he didn't know how to handle it.
anything.
It's the first time he didn't know how to
maybe
handle
the
it.
edit,
Yeah.
maybe we just saw an edit where maybe he did say a few things, but even just an "I'm so sorry,"
Just
even if he was
something.
just like, "I know you didn't see this coming, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I did this to you," that would have been just at least something.
But it's the name of the game.
But that was the first time I really didn't like the way Colton handled something.
I agree.
Okay. So
Big,
then
deep tease.
we
The
get the tease. It's not
tease.
even a deep tease now. There's only like 1 episode left.
It's good. It was a good tease, but it's a 2-night spectacular.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Too
It's so good they gotta put it in
Yeah.
2 nights.
But it does seem like this time we're finally gonna get the fence jump.
Finally.
Oh,
the
it's
fence.
coming.
We get Cassie in the car with tears,
He
which
really
leads me to
vaults.
believe
Oh,
that
yeah. 8
she
feet, I heard that
goes
fence
home.
was 8 feet.
It looked high. It looked
Yeah.
high. A big thanks to y'all for watching.
And don't forget to tune in next week when we discuss the infamous fence jump.
Yes.
Woo!
And
I gotta
comment
take
below to
this,
tell us what
do
you
this.
think.
I don't know why, but I still do
Oh,
it.
I got it.
I'm gonna cut my bread.
Good job, Corey. Bye, you guys.
And I'm gonna give you mine.